Big end of the road trip with back-to-back wins over Laval. What did you see from your club against the number one team in the North?
Yeah, it was very impressive from our group from the top down. I think everybody bought in. We just went to a level that we probably haven't got to this year defensively in buy-in wise, and um, when you get to that point, the results speak for itself. So 2 huge wins in a really hard building, really good team, and something we can be proud of. And we pushed our limits there, so that's a new standard.
And just in terms of, that standard is going to be necessary against a team like Grand Rapids, who just before this little stretch that they've been on, where they've downgraded a little bit, they only had one regulation loss, and they still got 30 wins, which is pretty impressive for this team. You obviously faced them at the beginning of the season, haven't faced them since. So what is that? Does it kind of help your group to kind of, we're ready, we played real well against Laval, now we got to play even better against Grand Rapids?
Yeah, for sure. I remember early on in the season, I think it was 3, 4, 5 or something like that. You knew that they were going to be a good group. They didn't give you much, and they've obviously continued that throughout the season to this point. So I think last weekend really battle tested us and proved to our group what we can do when we have that buy-in. So yeah, we're really looking forward to this challenge on our home ice here, and we're going to give them everything we got.
How much, in terms of consistency, you guys have kept the lines fairly consistent for the majority of this season. Obviously, you lose guys here and there, but how good has it been for this group to have that consistency? Because it just seems like this, again, Mark can roll 4 lines. Every line is going to be able to give you something and look dangerous throughout the course of the hockey game.
Yeah, for sure. It's huge. Obviously, American Hockey League, there's a lot of turnover through each season, so it takes time to find the cohesion within the lines, but I think we've reached the point where we know what we got with our line mates and in our roles on this team, and then the ability to have 4 lines. Not every night's going to be a certain line's best night, but you have other guys that can step up and score. So we showed that again last weekend, that we have 4 lines that can not only score but play defense as well. So that was huge for our group. And as we get deeper into the season here and start playing more games, it's just so crucial to have 4 lines that can produce offense and also defend.
You talked about how good your defensive game was in Laval. Just sort of highlight your goaltenders too. Millie puts up a shutout, gets named to the All-Star game as well, and then of course, Dom puts up the shutout, but Millie also gets the All-Star nod. So just what can you say about your 2 goaltenders in those matchups over Laval and how they progressed this season?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you probably can only go as far as your goaltenders are going to take you, and those 2 have the abilities to play like they did last weekend and shut the door like they did. They were our best players both games in Laval there, so we have a ton of confidence in them, ton of trust in them, and when they're kicking like they are, we feel like we can beat anybody. So once again, the buy-in from the defensive forwards, everyone, it was awesome, and it was one of those feelings after those wins that there's something special here when you can dig in and do that. So yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, it usually starts with the goaltenders.
Just in terms of welcoming a guy like Jacob Julian to the room, obviously he's a first-year pro. He's been around the team for a long time, but was rehabbing, so it kind of separates him from the group. So how do you, as the captain, welcome him, a young kid like that, into the group and into the fold, and make him feel a part of the things?
Yeah, obviously it's been a tremendous challenge for Jules to start this season. It's hard enough as a 20-year-old coming into pro hockey and figuring out everything's new. You're not living with billets anymore. You're living on your own. You got to become a man real quick. So, we've just been trying to do all we can to include him in everything. And then obviously now getting into games and being part of wins. I've been in that position where you're looking on the outside with injuries, and you're around the group, but you want to feel like you're producing and helping too. So to get him in the locker room after a win is fantastic. And obviously I thought he looked really good in that game in Laval. Said this before, not an easy rink to go into, and that was a pretty good taste for his first pro win. So many more down the road.
Just the last one for me, just in terms of seeing Isaac Phillips make his Jets debut. He's become a big part of this team, and obviously was trying to get acclimatized to the group last year when he got acquired during the trade, but really seems to have settled in and become a big, important piece for the Moose. And what does it mean for you as a guy who's played with him now for some time to see him get that chance with the Jets?
Yeah, anytime you get traded in the middle of the season, it kind of flips your world upside down. So he's done a great job for us this year, and as he did last year too, but just definitely taking big steps this year. He's a great friend of mine. You just see it every day. He's a true professional at the rink and away from the rink, so I couldn't be happier to see him get the call and get to go do his thing at the highest level. So not surprised, and really happy for him.